Imagine a small town, nestled in the mountains of Macedonia. A place where the air is crisp, and the landscape is breathtakingly beautiful. Life moves at a slower pace here, and people know each other. It's a close-knit community where everyone feels safe and secure. This is Kičevo, where Vlado Taneski, a man many considered a pillar of the community, lived and worked. He was well respected and trusted by his neighbors. Vlado was a journalist, a familiar face in everyone's homes. He was known for his thorough reporting and dedication to uncovering the truth. He reported on local events for the newspaper, covering everything from town council meetings to the opening of the new bakery. His articles were a staple in the community. No one could have guessed that this seemingly ordinary man harbored a dark secret, a secret so sinister it would shatter the peace of Kičevo. Behind the facade of the diligent reporter lurked a monster, a serial killer preying on the very people he wrote about. His dual life was a chilling reality. Between 2005 and 2008, 3 women were brutally murdered in Kičevo, their bodies found dumped in the surrounding woods. The brutality of the crimes was shocking. The murders sent shockwaves through the quiet town. People were terrified. The sense of security they once felt was replaced by fear and suspicion. Who could be capable of such horrific acts? The community was desperate for answers, grappling with the horror of the situation. Little did they know, the answer was closer than they thought. The killer was hiding in plain sight, blending seamlessly into the fabric of their daily lives. Vlado Taneski, the man tasked with reporting on these gruesome crimes, was the perpetrator. The revelation was a devastating blow to the community, forever changing their perception of trust and safety. The victims were all women, all living seemingly ordinary lives in Kičevo. First there was Mitra Simjanoska, a 64-year-old cleaning lady. She disappeared in 2005, her body found weeks later, discarded like trash. Then, in 2007, came the murder of Lyuba Trajkovska, a 56-year-old factory worker. Her death, equally brutal, further plunged the town into fear and uncertainty. Just when the community started to believe that the worst was over, tragedy struck again. In 2008, 65-year-old Zivana Temelkovska vanished. Her body, bearing the same horrifying hallmarks as the previous victims, confirmed their worst fears. A serial killer was on the loose. These weren't just crimes, they were acts of unspeakable cruelty, each victim subjected to sexual assault and horrific violence. The town held its breath, united in fear and grief. Who would be next? The question hung heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the monster in their midst. As Vlado Taneski continued to cover the murders for his newspaper, a chilling pattern began to emerge. His articles, often graphic and detailed, seemed to focus on aspects of the crimes that only the killer could know. He described the victims' injuries, the state of their clothing, and the remote locations where their bodies were found, all with an unsettling familiarity. The police, initially dismissive of any connection between the journalist and the murders, started to take notice. How could Taneski know these details? Was he simply a dedicated reporter, committed to providing his readers with every gruesome fact? Or was there something more sinister at play? Whispers began circulating within the police force. Could Taneski be involved? The idea seemed preposterous at first. He was, after all, a respected member of the community, someone who chronicled their tragedies, not someone who caused them. Yet the evidence, or rather the unsettling nature of his articles, painted a different picture. The turning point came when investigators discovered a crucial piece of evidence: DNA. Samples taken from the crime scenes matched DNA found on Taneski's clothing. It was the link they needed, the irrefutable proof that shattered the image of the harmless reporter. The similarities between the victims also pointed towards Taneski. All 3 women were elderly, living alone, and had known Taneski's mother. This connection, coupled with his intimate knowledge of the crimes, solidified the police's suspicions. The arrest of Vlado Taneski sent shockwaves through Kičevo. People were in disbelief. The unassuming reporter, the one who had shared their grief and fear through his articles, was the monster they had been hunting. His colleagues at the newspaper were stunned, finding it impossible to reconcile the man they knew with the heinous crimes he had committed. As the initial shock subsided, the focus shifted to understanding what could have driven a man like Taneski to commit such horrific acts. Reports emerged of a troubled childhood, marked by a difficult relationship with his mother. Some speculated that his crimes, particularly the choice of victims who resembled his mother, were a twisted form of revenge, a way to punish her for perceived wrongs. Details of Taneski's personal life remain shrouded in mystery. He was a private man, rarely speaking about his past or his feelings. Those who knew him described him as quiet and unassuming, making his double life all the more shocking. While the exact motivations behind Taneski's crimes may never be fully understood, his strained relationship with his mother, coupled with his apparent lack of remorse, offered a glimpse into the mind of a killer hiding in plain sight. Before Taneski could be brought to trial and forced to answer for his crimes, he took a drastic step. In a tragic turn of events, he committed suicide in his prison cell, choosing to end his own life rather than face justice. His death, while bringing a sense of closure to the community, also left many questions unanswered. What drove him to kill? What was the significance of choosing victims who resembled his mother? Did he have any remorse for his actions? These questions continue to haunt those who knew him and those who followed his case, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most ordinary lives. Taneski's suicide, while a tragic end to a horrific chapter in Kičevo's history, also served as a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature and the difficulty of truly knowing those around us. The case of Vlado Taneski is a chilling example of the duality that can exist within a person. On the surface, he was a respected journalist, known for his detailed crime reporting. But beneath that exterior lay a much darker reality. How could someone who reported on the suffering of others be the one inflicting it? This paradox is what makes Taneski's story so unsettling and complex. Experts believe that individuals like Taneski often live double lives, carefully constructing a facade of normalcy to hide their dark desires. They become adept at deception, fooling even those closest to them. For Taneski, his job as a journalist may have provided the perfect cover. It allowed him to blend in, to be where the action was, and to gather information without raising suspicion. It gave him access to information about the crimes, allowed him to insert himself into the narrative, and even gave him a sense of control over the investigation. This access was not just professional, it was deeply personal. His detailed reporting, rather than being a sign of dedication, was likely a way for him to relive his crimes and revel in the fear he had created. Each article was a twisted trophy, a reminder of his own dark deeds. The case raises disturbing questions about the nature of evil and the masks that people wear. How well do we really know those around us? It serves as a stark reminder that darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places, and that sometimes the people we think we know best are capable of the most unimaginable acts. The story of Vlado Taneski forces us to confront the unsettling reality that evil can wear a familiar face. The story of Vlado Taneski continues to fascinate and horrify people around the world. His tale is one that delves deep into the darkest corners of human nature, revealing the unsettling truth about the duality that can exist within a person. It is a story of betrayal, of a community's trust shattered by the very person they relied on for information and solace. Taneski, a journalist, was supposed to be the voice of the people, the one who brought light to their stories and struggles. His crimes left an indelible mark on Kičevo, a permanent scar on the town's collective memory. The serene streets and picturesque landscapes now hold a haunting reminder of the darkness that once lurked within. Taneski's legacy is a complex one. It intertwines the narrative of a trusted journalist with that of a cold-blooded murderer, creating a chilling juxtaposition that continues to baffle and intrigue. He is remembered not only as a cold-blooded killer, but also as a cautionary tale about the dangers of appearances. His dual life serves as a stark warning that evil can wear a friendly face. His case serves as a stark reminder that monsters don't always lurk in the shadows. Sometimes they walk among us, hiding in plain sight. The ordinary can often mask the extraordinary, and in Taneski's case, the extraordinarily sinister. The case of the killer journalist continues to be a subject of study for criminologists and psychologists, a chilling example of the dark potential that can lie dormant within the human psyche. It challenges experts to understand how such malevolence can coexist with normalcy. And while the people of Kičevo have tried to move on, the memory of Vlado Taneski and the horrors he inflicted will forever be etched in their history. The town's resilience is a testament to their strength, but the shadow of Taneski's actions will always linger.